Kakuga. It has been incredible to see this team not just play with their patented W gaming aggression, but to also see some more nuance and layers to the squad, which is exactly what we were hoping to see from this squad.
And it's another team that so far has had
I hope
a
PRX
flawless playoffs run.
I'm moving
Going up
PRX.
against the likes of G2 and Sentinels. And as we're saying, even though sometimes they make those mistakes, they will have a very big advantage and they will throw it. It doesn't matter. We heard it from the Vibe the other day. They just take it round by round. If they make a big mistake, they just throw it under the rug and just move on to the next one. And apparently that takes you to top 3, so keep doing it.
Nice.
It is very classic PRX. I think the way they've won their last couple of games, because what they're doing is, especially on their attack side, just the way that they fight in the post flanks, the way that they're playing up against these retake heavy teams like G2 absolutely cooks them, because most teams have preset util to fight deeper into these sites when they're really into playing that retake. But PRX is on every different off angle, swinging off each other, shooting amazing, and they're just winning all of these games in part because of that, in part because of the momentum of this train. And now another step away from making it to a final.
Yeah, which is incredible. And of course, look, I mean, the games aren't just happening on the stage. They're happening in the gym as well.
Once you check all these teams at Toronto, they do deserve to win, I'll be honest. Yeah, what's up, Jimmy? Like, EMEA needs to win. The last EMEA win we have, what was not our regionals, was these two looking. That was 2023, so it's been 2 years. I'm pretty sure if we win this event, if Fnatic wins the Toronto, I'm pretty sure it's been exactly 2 years since our last win. G2, I don't want them to win, but it would be cool if another Americans win. They have shown up quite a lot, to be honest. Wolves, they're actually insane. They're crazy. Such an insane China team. And then PRX, a classic. They need it. So yeah, I'm rooting for PRX today. I won't be live for Fnatic vs G2 chat, so I got scrims later on. Assuming they don't get cancelled.
And what's important on that stage. Let's take a listen.
It seems like now you're one of the leaders of your team. Do you enjoy being a leader of this PRX train?
Enjoy, of course, because I mean, of course, it's gonna be hard for me to IGL and like get frag maybe at the same time, but I'll always trust my teams, you know. So even though I don't need frag, I just have to be a good leader, you know.
Yeah, all the teams that are left are good. This event probably has the most stacked teams. But I feel like the early stages of Toronto were kind of like boring matches. That's why I haven't watched them yet. Like I've watched them, I haven't like watch partied them. So they're kind of like not the ones I want to watch. They're kind of boring. These events.
I have to agree with the fans. Here are the predictions on screen. Every single one of us went for PRX in this match. That is a shock.
Wow.
But they are definitely a favorite.
I will change
2 Fnatic and everyone's PRX.
Oh man.
PRX Fnatic wins these. Easy. Like what?
Okay. Well, it's not necessarily a plat chat guarantee, but you know, we avoided the fire.
There was one of those too.
We avoided the fire. All right, everyone. We're now in to the final weekend of competition here, and we got 4 teams that are going to be taking that stage.
Oh, I have my first communications. Okay, let's do those.
With the trophy, it's anyone's game because
Why any cosplay? Sage, I'm assuming that one is.
Right now.
That's going to be Vandal. So we're like, too bad, too bad. I don't think Sentinels actually had a fun, interesting match to watch. Apart from PRX. And that's the second to last match. Fnatic was kind of fun to watch a little bit. But like, still, it was like very late games. Like the games are near the end, it's one of the fun ones. I don't like how they pick the, how like Seed 1 picks the teams to play against. I know it's a while back, but it's not. Like, you can either pick the easiest team and win, like, get never buy round. But the thing is, right, I saw on Twitter, Leo even said about the teams picking their opponents, they expected that outcome. They expected the fast seeds to lose. Right? So, they know their format is fucked if they're expecting G2 Fnatic, Xyli Gaming, and I can't remember who the other one was, to immediately lose their first game. Because it's unfair. Like Sentinels, PRX, Genji, Wolves, and I can't remember the other one. They all had to like play for like an extra week, you know. So they're coming into the event one. They know the vibes of the stage. They know the atmosphere. They actually had actual opponents playing, whilst the seed ones, they've been scrimming for the last 2 weeks or been, you know, touring Toronto, having nothing to do. So it's unfair for them because when you scrim, no one's trying. You're trying out new strats or new comps. No one's actually giving it a try. Like if you win a scrim, you're not getting money. You're not going to get a trophy for it. So it's unfair for seed ones. I feel like if the seed ones actually had a chance to play before their first match, I feel like the outcome of the events could have been different. Like perhaps, I don't know, seed ones could be in the upper brackets. And not, you know, not eliminated straight away. Who's tagging me? It's good.
I think it's gonna be a banger match. Wolves, I hope we can yell at each other later on stage. And how we can make the match more entertaining.
首先，我觉得 PRX 跟我们蛮相近的嘛，都挺激进的，也能稳，所以我觉得这场对局肯定很精彩，对我也很激动。
No one can copy PRX playstyle. I think we're gonna be scarier. You like to play crazy? I will show you how to be crazy.
What's this message?
狼队很渴望拿这个冠
Wait a
军。
second, Jep. Yeah, so far Scream at 7 PM has been cancelled. So far I could possibly shoutcast, I'm not shoutcast, to watch for Fnatic and GT2. The rest I gotta see. Gotta see what happens. Finally, they're doing the walkouts. I hate it when they do the walkouts together. Like, when they do their walkouts separately, I prefer it. Bro, you remember... What was the last event? Was it Shanghai? No. No, it was Shanghai, right? You remember the walkout? Like, you remember the freaking gap they had? Bro, both teams were literally touching each other's arms. Their walkout was so skinny, they couldn't even... That was... Solo walkouts I like, but I'm glad they keep that until the finals. Solo walkouts at the finals are the best. I need to keep my mouse controlled actually, I realised. I'm not sure what my mouse battery's on. I need to keep it on charge in case it's low. For scrims. I think we have about 3 or 4 hours of scrims today, so I need to make sure it's all up there. Shanghai was probably one of the worst Masters/Champions tournaments ever. Like, the teams over there were mid. The crowd space, like the arena, was crap. The walkouts were crap. It was the worst possible event they could ever host.
I think it does. They get maps that they're going to be pretty happy with. I think especially ending on the decider of split.
In fact, even Masters, I can't say it. Masters Rival Jack, whatever it is, the Iceland one back in 2021 when Centrals won it, the first ever Masters. Even that is better than Masters Shanghai. As in the stage, crowd, walkouts, everything. And that was during COVID, by the way. So there was no crowd. The arena was basically small as anything. It's insane that the past like Masters is kind of better than the current ones.
And the moment certainly does not escape that young man right there who's looking to make history, not just for himself, but for VCT China to be another team to punch their ticket to a grand finals that is not EDG. So for SoFat Baby and the rest of the squad, this is a massive moment and a massive achievement for this squad. But across that stage, they know exactly what meets them. It's a freight train that's showing no sign of stopping. And Mimi, they could very well
Bro, our scrims keep getting cancelled. Someone keeps cancelling our scrims, and then Poster's in charge right now. It keeps on rebooking them. Like, it keeps getting cancelled, rebook.
Who these guys were coming into the tournament. They are a squad of relatively unknown players that have stepped up in Toronto, have made themselves.
What was map picture? I didn't look at map picks.
Who has always been
I don't know what map we're going into.
have always been a fan favorite. The team that everyone
I don't really know much about Wolves, but I know PRX and Wolves both like get aggressive, very aggressive. Lotus, Ascent, and Split. Not bad maps, not too bad of maps.
Alex is smiling. It's one of those. Oh, that's because Lotus still has not started. But yeah, it's going to be definitely one of the most important matches
Someone playing Dark Souls.
to the date. Yes, we've seen it in.
Let me close Steam so I don't get any more notifications, bro.
Pacific got their first winner. After it was not them, it's been a we are waiting for you to be back.
But PRX has been here before. They've made
Hey, keep sure you have to work at 6 time. I'll probably be off, Jimmy. I'll probably be off at 6 at that time.
This is the first chance to make a Final Four. Wolves, here's your agent select. And it doesn't look like we're getting any surprises. PRX going back to this double duelist comp that's been so successful for them.
Yeah, they struggle a lot against Team Liquid during the Swiss stage on their second half, on their attacking half. The retakes and the way that they've controlled the map from this defense has been very, very good for them. If they can replicate what they did in that matchup, it should be a win for them. But the score has been extremely tight for PRX to find a convincing win here on Lotus.
Absolutely. This whole series, I'm looking at how PRX deal with Spring. He's arguably the most important player in the server on their attacking sides, with how he's prioritizing, getting into lurk positions, affecting the team's macro in these late rounds. I want to see PRX being
That's good, Jimmy.
re-clearing space, flushing out these lurks.
You know, these comps are like crazy, like expected to change to. But to be fair, I am kind of expecting someone to change their comp up a little bit. I do expect someone to change their comp in the last 4 teams. Like, if you can play with your opponent near the end of your matches, then your chance of winning are actually higher.
He absolutely will. So much pressure for these Wolves players. The style that they play, that slow, structured Valorant. I think it befits staying calm in these situations, but GB, this is going to be a big one for them.
Oh yeah, Toronto! Are you ready for the upper bracket final? And let's go ahead and send it over to
I hope some point there's an event in London.
It's Pansy and Hypoc.
Because, like, the Paris one, I don't want to go to. I don't want to go to Champ Paris. I don't want to check out Infinity, bro. I really hope there's an event or somewhere like in Europe, but it's not like a different language. It's like obviously an event where I can do mostly English, you know. So I know we go to Germany, they got to do it in Berlin, and then that's gonna be like in German. But like, I don't know.
And again, for PRX, I feel like everyone's looking like they're the underdogs in this. Oh,
which is crazy, right?
Hey, do you know
PRX on defense. I want to see how PRX takes the. Okay, they're not pushing down A.
Up against probably the biggest Cinderella story run we've had in a long time.
I mean, poetic, right? Almost matching EG's run.
Very much so.
Could be the ones to gatekeep once more. Bit of presence shown outside C initially. Devi actually taking a ton of damage there. He's got to back away and respect this now. 22 HP. Not sure if it was confirmed on the side of Wolves, but certainly something to consider.
Is it in the next Champions or something? Supposed to be in LA.
Relinquished all control here.
I can't remember when it is. They said it's gonna be either Masters or Champion in LA next year. I think it's LA. I can't remember if it's LA or not. I can't remember what locations were revealed, but
Big retake tools off the table here. Wolves rightfully so.
the thing is, Jimmy, if I look out my window, I can see London. So I don't care where it is in London. I'll go to it. Ooh, nice shots. Because I don't. Oh my god. Divide, please turn around.
To clear out towards rubble. Now, not gonna have it. Gonna have to go back in, guns in hand. Nice from something, needs some more. A lot of boys just on the site. Wants to just cycle back up. See if that baby has got to. Oh, it's lovely from Wolves. A dreamy beginning. He's out of his chair. And a real statement of intent from Wolves here.
Convincing start.
Yeah, I know there's a Masters or Champs going on next year in America. I know that one for sure. But the thing is, right, in London, there's so many good spots. You have the Victoria's Queen Box, I think it's called. You have the OT Arena. You have Wembley Stadium, which is probably not the best, because if it does start raining, then there's a huge PC risk. Because obviously London here, so. But there's so many good like stadiums, arenas in London that can be used for the event. It's just whether or not Riot actually wants to do it. Obviously, I know if they do it in London, the money like they're gonna have to charge for tickets is gonna be outrageous. Because I've been looking at going to a few concerts and like events in London, and holy crap, the prices are almost 100 quid per ticket. Good pick, good pick.
For the first here, Forsaken redeeming himself from round one. Only a Sheriff recovered though, so almost a calculated loss on the side of Wolves.
And again, it's huge information. You've seen maybe two, perhaps a couple more players over there. You're going to read that as a stack. And they've already got pretty much the green light and a very aggressive post-plant hold. They want to stake their claim in some area of this. Make it harder work for PRX. Make them invest a little bit more.
What are you trying to do? PRX haven't really got much G2 either, so it's kind of hard for them to... Yes. Oh, okay. Wait, 2v2s. A share for a classic. Come on, PRX, it's easy for you. Nice. Forsaken, please. Forsaken. That's huge, though. That's huge. That is huge. That 4 rifles job is freaking huge.
Like I said, there's always a threat in these anti-ecos for PRX.
What's his tag?
Play up against some smiles on the stage.
I'm sharing them. This is a new message request, but I'm not seeing the message.
To bail him out versus Forsaken. I mean, you're lucky.
Oh, I see.
Very, very lucky. Come back into this now with a broken purchase. See what? Opportunity here for Spring to do some work with a scope. Outside of that, why you?
Springback doesn't really get aggressive on A main, like they do and they don't. Bit interesting. They're aware someone always locks on B, so they've got a bit of details up there, Flash and Vines.
And I quite like the conditioning early on as well, Mike. It's been this kind of constant lead through towards C, a little bit of a default straight through middle, but they haven't really tested this A side. So again, if you're PRX, you're maybe starting to get a bit of a read into that as well, something you're going to start reacting to. Again, you look at the spread here so far, depending on just that Omen cycling those smokes. So a lot of pressure, but
yeah, I'm being told me that as well, Jimmy, the other day. About the Teo or the clip not being thingy.
Pretty deep. They got the back of dealing with that. They're reading PRX rotating away, so it might just be a committed B hit here. So Patman will be called upon. Forced away by the utility. Actually, using up close and personal. He's found attack through the smoke there.
Oh, but Forsaken gets involved. Nice damage on the first, but a quick trade. The pressure now starting them out. The spike let loose. The PRX clearing out the B site. Sufat BB a little too late to the party here with 25 seconds.
That man's very low, so someone needs to make sure they're actually watching different angles.
In 10, but look at the timer. Very difficult situation. And there it is.
I shot the back.
In the end, but PRX handled that well.
Sufat BB positioned as the late round piece here. Was played out of this because I'm sure it was Juicy. It was caught on the reload here.
Just look at him, bro. Look at the doggo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nobody just comfortably that can swing onto that angle.
Oh, I got my conclusion by accident.
Even there, I mean, Sufat BB another consolation potentially to find. But just didn't find it. Juicy already on the showstopper here, so going to see him fire the stinger into round 4.
Find you.
Expect too much of a pace shift here, but I mean, on the talking about early round protocols here, PRX dealing with the turret nice and early here. That's a set piece out. Juicy's been shut down.
Oh, what a lovely little play to bring out the back of contact. It's stunning. and it's rewarded them 2 kills. This is that evolution to PRX we love.
I just realized my thumbnail for
For
my
talent, that aggression. They have these little set pieces. They like to run every
YouTube
now
stream
and then, and it
is
wasn't
not
overly complex.
correct. My thumbnail has the America's thingy on. Masters Toronto. I cannot spell it for a second.
This feels like a fumble, Mike. Now it looks like Pac-Man might be the saving grace to this, though.
Lysol's read it.
Lysol has read it. Oh, and he's dealt with him. This is a fumble.
Edit.
For PRX and a gutting one.
Thumbnail.
Such a brilliant
Change.
start.
2 players caught sleeping, and the spike
Pictures.
is there as well. All they
Wait,
need
where
to
did it
do
save
is
to?
reinforce that hold. But Wolves
I can't see it.
dissect that setup just outside
I'm
C.
doing pictures.
Actually find themselves a plant here. Why are you down 15 HP?
Still there.
You get the lockdown off this as well, you're right.
Dude, what for the save as? Like, what file? Oh, that's why.
But it's Devi.
It's not in the file that it needs to be in.
Problem is there's utility in the way. Gonna find it tricky. Position now given away, and you can see Lysol should be the checkmate. There's that layer of util from YU. Isolated and alone. And a devastating mistake there from PRX. Credit to Wolves for re-engaging.
I can't get to that change.
Oh,
that's sad.
I
I know a couple like an hour ago.
Being aggressive, picking apart this slow default and look for control, but here, I mean, both players. Smoke drops.
They didn't see it. I don't think so, dude. I don't think it's the SMs. Like, I don't know. It's just sometimes things I do that sometimes. It does it for me, well, very rarely. Bro, I'll try to open up freaking Discord and end up clicking on Minecraft, bro. Ooh, something.
Nice to do a little bit of early work, but can be warded away, and we've seen these slower defaults coming out from Wolves. Doing the diligent work, right? They've been doing what is necessary.
We even hear damage trade-off that come out on top. Weaken something. See, the purge is not there.
Where's she? Oh. If that Prowler was not there, that Outlaw shot would have been so huge. Because they just left A to go to C because the Outlaw wasn't A.
I still have somebody to back him up initially. And actually, Lockdown invested here, fully respecting this anti-eco once again. They're aware of the threat. That previous round, yeah.
You've got to. I mean, PRX, you said it right. Those are the sort of rounds that sometimes they look the scariest in almost. But for now, Wolves finding stability here in the post plant. They've still got to keep it in mind that there is danger. Plenty through Waterfall. 4-1 split on the retake now. Juicy turns attention. Smokes great from them. Laban on the spray.
Batman's got 2.
Batman
has got 2. Maybe a chance. It feels like it's dwindling. These opportunities.
They were spent there, so it's in the away.
It looks like 4-1 will be on the board. Not wait to see a timeout soon enough here, as something's on 1.
But would it be exact? What the frick?
As this has passed them by here.
No, I can't manage to pierce damn.
Silver lining, the best they can hope for as
Even if we could, someone's sitting there.
To the ideal start, Mike.
Yes, GPU load, being an OBS, it could, possibly, it could be GPU, bro.
Where it probably ends. You could argue someone said that about Gen G too, but
yeah.
at 4-1, I'm paying attention.
I mean, I remember coming into that Gen G series thinking, if they could pull this off,
that's the one.
Because they still effectively had a lifeline in terms of...
Ooh, that's a nice shot.
There's no elimination on the line. And even here now, it would be such a big sigh of relief to escape that once more.
Now use them.
4-1 to kick off Lotus here. PRX, I mean, you don't ever really humble PRX. They will continue pressuring like this. Odin investment here from Forsaken, though, may lead you to believe it's a slower round. TP's actually stuck here, Lysol. Bold in approach.
And that was pinged so quickly as well, it looked like. So aware of this, and whatever the set plan was, feels like PRX read that.
Well, I think it's on the back of seeing 2 or 3 bodies swing out from B there that maybe they feel like the extremity is going to be the weaker side of the hold, but Forsaken shuts that down.
Certainly not, but a 3v5, I want to see discipline. From
That's huge damage on
I
Jing.
don't want to see fumbles, I don't want to see mistakes.
Great isolation.
It certainly was. Now, Forsaken is going to do some good chip damage as well. Look at Fat Baby down on only 26. Spring's position given away. Look where the spot.
Oh,
What is that?
Forsaken.
Ridiculous. And a 2v3 is not impossible. So they are just gunning it, right? They are running their little legs off straight towards C. They're going to leave one behind. Why you?
Debated you. Debated device all.
I mean,
Nightfall here from the plant as well.
oh, the pathing. This is now getting really dangerous, but why you? Set up
Nice fight.
No. Divine, very diligent and nice from PRX.
Good job, Waze. Good
They pull it
shit.
together there. You're starting to see a little bit of that synergy shining.
And the composure as well. Don't overinvest in this early round aggression. Able to peel away really quickly, and credit to Forsaken. I think potentially something up towards Evan. There was a couple of people charging out, like he said, instantly pinged. Again, you can't really fault the approach here, but bold to stick a TP into the back lines.
And it got close, but I like seeing those fundamentals come together for PRX though, right? Doubling up, even in that chaos of potential plant on towards that B side. No, they pop the ult, they still stay very close. And credit to Divide. I know it's only one kill, but him catching YU basically keeps them safe. Otherwise, it's this kill right here from Divide. I find that to be the most imperative of them all. Very heavy.
Where at? Like, I was confused because I get why they tapped the B and then run to C. But if that plan was to actually waste an ult, that was huge.
Yeah.
The attacking side as well.
I want to see PRX take aiming control. I want to see how they do it.
Well, that's close to a full purchase here. It's Lysol down on the Guardian.
I see the fade ult. Not ult. Yeah,
Actually tagged up there. I'm not sure if he's actually
But like,
confirmed
if
any
no one scans it, they push up. So, I want to see how they actually
activity
aggressive.
as well, and active clearance out past Mound.
This could be nasty. Actually sees.
Oh my god. It's good, Jing.
Jing gets out to
It's a 2 for 2.
How the hell did they get 2 back?
Could say almost favouring PRX in that regard, but something going to be.
What that? Yes.
Was like that. This man hits those shots. Mechanically sharp.
Something is a little nasty.
Read what they wanted. Similar scenes to before.
Actually, a good angle though. To be fair.
Trying to work the map here. 2v3. Okay, testing.
Hey Taylor.
Okay, that's, I mean,
PRX all day.
It's scary
Also,
to
Puppy.
sometimes. 20 seconds and a 1v2 Divine Forsaken. Where are we off to now?
What's the odds we have?
10 seconds.
Forsaken.
Options are so limited.
No time either. He has to tap into sick.
They're both here. Surely not. Yeah, he's got to go for it. No chance. Well handled by PRX. Closing in on the score.
Comeback's coming in.
So you've got to look for that composure again, building up a little bit of a cushion in terms of the.
How far back am I?
Look towards some of these more sloppy kills towards the end of the round.
That far back, bro. My foot is on my desk. Half my legs on the desk, and yeah. What do you mean on stream?
The ones to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm at round 8 again. Decent sample size.
Oh no, okay. Am I on Twitch or am I on YouTube? I'm on YouTube. Hold on, let me refresh. Alpha takes. Oh, it's good game, mad. Skip. Playback 2 times.
In terms of any
I'm not got that freaking bar thing now. How do I get that bar to go away?
Able to catch their breath.
It has been.
Can I just zoom out?
PRX would be able to learn
There we go.
again, this kind of like 6th and 7th round, obviously. I'd be the ones to give
Good
them the
times.
here, but I do want to see what the reaction is from Wolves. Again, it does feel like that almost no-go zone once you've got that Odin spam coming down. It's not as lethal as it could be. I mean, if you throw in a Viper with it, right, we've seen what that can do, but still, as it stands, it's going to
Okay, now, yeah, how actually far back was I? Holy shit.
From PRX, very little fear even in those high-risk scenarios. We're a bit more used to it, I guess, at this point, and so will they be now. A 3 to 4, just Sheriffs. And a couple of classics.
I'm back.
So many reps this year on most. I think it's 14 for PRX and 11 or 12 for Wolves. Yeah, leave it here on the attacking half. I mean,
There you go.
With a lead, doesn't matter what it is.
Uh,
Feel really good about yourself.
premium, I can't be able to do that.
Out on a handful of sheriffs. Something going to tuck himself in between these smokes.
Oh, it's nasty. And Devi drawing all
Bruh. Buffering.
eyes on him. It is only pistols, but it's Devi's like that. Sorry, something. You don't even get to
I don't see the value of that. Yeah, I'm going to open the VC now real quick.
happy with that. Confidence builders there.
A little bit of a reset here in between ahead of this buy round, and actually,
Where's your course?
see Fat BB has his ultimate. Juicy, just one away as well. Didn't even
Was
need the
good.
second piece
Yup.
of his setup.
Your family.
Building some confidence here. Bit of a Cobra round for Devi, who's actually leading the border 10 and 4, an early 3K, I believe, in one of the rounds.
Ooh, look at this stack. They're in the right place here, Mike. How far do PRX go in this? Deep flash it up. Look at this outrageous approach. Oh,
Jing?
Wait, what?
absolutely red.
Oh, we'll bang.
Jing gets backhanded there, and they couldn't close down on any of the kills.
I mean, 2 pings on the reveal. Not sure how much that box just sponged, but no damage.
Face your fear.
Coming through, it's only really see Fat BB. Who's taking
It's going to be a
the hit
rehound
down
soon.
below 5 HP. Nightfall might actually be a bit of a red herring.
How much can Patman be expected to do here? That's a huge ult as well, right?
That's to basically hit the
And
panic
Forsaken,
button.
wait, Forsaken! Oh, they read it so smart. As soon as that Nightfall caught how many? 4 players? Instantly went for it. Now, not to beat, Wolves 2 heads up for that. And the dust hasn't even settled really, but the rotations are here. Devi's back over.
Yes, CLB.
Solid before this nice high-low setup.
Something's pushed up.
The one play's going to have both of them. Yep.
Oh.
Ready. There it is. Forces them off. Spring. They seem so prepared for these holds. They've seen Patman as well. Position now given, and look at YU.
He's got so much space to play
God,
into.
his luck is
Oh.
so nasty. And then
No!
That's outrageous.
It does put into something Spring.
That's outrageous.
It's gorgeous from Spring.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go B.
Still stands. Caught in between a rock and a hard place. Where they go back towards
Something you sexy bastard do better.
on that C site. You don't fancy
Is he?
walking into something like this. So the plant's in, and
He's got to do something. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say that, but then I realized it would have sounded like a pun, so I chose not to.
The episode 9 Iron Charm has got levels to it.
Play contact off as well. Might even just be able to pop something in the back of the head. No. We'll get the sound cue regardless.
Aww.
Now relaying.
Very good round from Wolves.
Comes through.
God, his position.
Bro, the KJ, his blocks are insane.
Again, probably sitting back and watching
They're
this
just
Alex.
dismantling. Like they've done their homework. They know how PRX play that high low there.
Yeah.
And
They expect this play.
comes alive.
And it feels like this was a
I won't
Everything
lie,
box.
I was confused how Jing couldn't kill him, but then I realized there was a box there.
apparently being on Wolves' side. And then you had the team
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in with the Nightfall
Spamming
coming
through
Yeah,
the
out.
box.
All of this was in the same round.
Forsaken not killing Spring there is
Give it
actually
like a
insane.
couple hours of Valorant Lab Japan. I'll post that lineup.
So Forsaken fully committed towards that. They're both
How the fuck they get out of that ult though is insane.
That's an interesting pick. Oh, that's your up gun.
Off Rippy around 10.
Oh,
Seeming
fuck.
to work well, at least for these early couple of exchanges, right? Something's want of space, him wanting to play towards bound is fine, but you've started to see how Wolves are approaching this.
You never see PRX really relent in that
No,
regard.
no.
It will continue, and that's where they catch teams off guard, where it's like,
Exactly.
yeah, aggression hasn't worked 4 rounds.
Wolves need like at least 7 here to probably close this out.
5th time, it'll work. And now we're seeing a bit of a tempo switch up from Wolves too, very, very slow.
It's very possible when they're just doing this shit.
Yeah, what are they doing?
So prepared, Mike. They've got the PRX playbook, and they
Yep, that's a trade. Nice.
Oh, huge trade from Patman.
Yeah, but it's too little too late.
Traded, and the numbers simply so advantageous. A quick rotate off the back of once again YU space.
Oh, that was so close. Come on, Forsaken.
Still not easy,
Oh!
though, is it?
Why is that a gun in this game? Why is that a gun in this game?
Wait, he's not even aiming
I love
at
this
him
man.
either.
But look,
Yeah, exactly. It's an Odin.
if you don't see him on the
You didn't even
side,
have to look at the people to kill them.
Oh my god, wait.
slow and
Yuriko's about to re-wrap him. This is disgusting.
Please no knife. Please no knife.
No! The plant, but no, can't quite catch him! Spring again! Wolves! Beautiful mid-rounding here, Mike. This is stunning!
Blow for blow, this exchange is beautiful to just watch from the minimap.
I wouldn't say the war is probably the least known about though.
That one pixel, bro.
But again, it's similar thing. PRX, they lose one, they stack up 3 to actively re-clear that space. And ultimately, again, it feels like it's their demise in this round because of YU. Now sitting at 11 and 5, leading the board for Wolves. Almost the execution.
Where's Alex?
Plenty of shots.
Because you
I
just know
haven't
that
seen
Alex
Alex
is
slam his
repping his
desk yet.
And it was impressive again. This kind of
Only seen it once this series.
that timeout as well. They've clearly got a game plan in mind of how they wanted to approach this. And it's
I mean, because they're reading it perfectly. That again, this scenario, First Blood comes through.
I can't wait till Masters Toronto's over and we have a full good-minute compilation of him just slamming his desk.
It's very impressive to watch.
Alex tilt compilation. Better than numbers.
Names they've taken down to get to this point, right? It makes perfect sense. Liquid, Sen, G2. I mean, they're a dangerous team. You know, if you want to talk about, all these kind of, intelligent.
I feel like both these teams are overthinking it. Because both these teams are normally like very aggressive, but no one wants to be that aggressive at the moment.
Maybe just, very, very ready for what.
Like everyone's playing like way too slow.
Prepared, yes, but actually refining some of the things that we've seen them adapt here in Toronto, which is actually what's so refreshing to see. Again, on a dream run like this, an underdog dark horse, but actually improving game by game. Upsets along the way, sure, but actually showing they've got their heads screwed on.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Now for PRX, so once again you kind of go into the archives, right? As much as everyone likes to look at these guys as underdogs, they had to rebuild. That is true. Bringing in Patman was fantastic. It worked. We've all seen the difference in their playstyle as of late. They're starting to look much, much better overall. But these guys have sat in finals. These guys have been in Champions finals. They know what this sort of pressure's like. They are never going to be the underdogs in my mind. They're too talented for it. So as it stands, they need to adapt here.
Just look what's happened here as well. PRX have already drawn a player across. I mean, Divine now reconsidering, but Spring looking to pressure up towards Tree. Divine again, counter 3, almost caught one here. YU now. Again, shows presence on the other side. So ice towards the minimap, look what happens.
This lurk is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, no chance. Oh, they're walking right into the tree wall.
I like the intention, actually, I really do. But the problem is the stall out's fantastic.
Good for one.
Oh.
Denying that space being taken freely, they're here quickly. Pop the ult.
Something gets tagged as he's in his ult.
That's what I hate about fucking Euro. Like, when you're in TP or go into your ult, you still get damaged for like an extra second or two.
Come on for a second.
The last two standing, and they are cornered here. This adjustment from PRX.
Oh!
Nice shot.
So well.
Nice shot, but I mean, they're still going to have a... The thing is, PRX still, like, they won this round, but Wolves' money is very hard to break right now, on top of the fact this last round, and they have the Killjoy ult.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're probably going to work C. I mean, they've been taking C for pretty much free. And there doesn't seem to be any adjustment on it.
Again, even seeing that discipline start to an extent, right? That dose of discipline at the beginning, the second contact's made.
A sprinkle of discipline.
Much as we're going to get.
Good Jane overall.
But honestly, I like that though. And again,
They have the Vise ult, but I don't know if Wolves are prepped for it.
And yeah, the trap was there, but even those rotations coming in so quick. Back into the mix of things, a buy for both sides, still lacking for some areas on PRX's side. You're going to see that Guardian still in the hands of
Definitely someone.
And a stack up from Wolves. And on the other side, Forsaken, not too far.
They're going for this door trap again. Catch him in the back. Oh my god, he's so low.
This maybe mound pressure, trying to maybe toy with those expectations.
I mean, he still had the raid about to go and bait a little bit, but it's just that one pass on the C throws them off.
No, I feel like they gripped everyone towards B, they pivot towards... Never mind.
I feel like they're gonna find a way to bait this, I don't know why.
Yeah, Spring does not get cleared here properly.
Spring almost. And now a moment of quiet
Unlucky.
That could slow things down potentially.
Yeah, they're not able to kind of pre-take, I guess. plant's going to come in. Now this should encourage movement here. Just going to eat the prowl.
What is GT doing, bro?
Still able to use the shorty just fine.
He tried to knife the fucking. Tried to knife the prowler.
Look at the position from YU. That is
Look at Super Baby.
He's still on the way, but they've still got to slow things down. YU does well. Lysor still has to hold ground here, and now the silence becomes deafening.
No way, Super Baby wins this. They don't read it.
But they're going to hazard a guess. Super Baby does well on one.
Now Devi got this.
Just needs to keep his cool here.
Nah.
This would be everything for him.
Bomb's not even half.
David has this easy.
Play to the clock and play him like a fair dog.
Man.
That's an outrageous round from Super Baby. That's just aura.
Bro, I didn't see him wrap around.
This guy might have the most aura in VCT right now.
7-5 half here, Lauren. Fantastic stuff from Wolves.
This has been an exceptional game so far. Just brilliant from both sides. And again, on surface, you may have thought...
All I want to say is, my shorty does not do that. Like, Miss Boss bullet, if it shoots him in the leg and it kills.
It's because he's got preload.
No, it's because he is on the fucking...
He almost halved it as well. Devi almost halved it. And he got off after the Rays got killed.
Because we do have a bit of a treat as well coming up. We do have the one and only Mixwell standing by.
Something's laughing for us. You can't take it serious.
So I can't wait to hear from him. He's been in these scenarios. Let's see how that feels from the other side.
Well, one of the perks of being here live during finals weekend is being able to run into legends such as Mixwell, who's co-streaming here from the venue now. Welcome back to Canada. You've been here before. What do you think about the crowd so far?
Maxwell, that's a fucking vintage name. Holy fuck.
To be honest, I travel to a lot of tournaments in VCT, so they are doing a great job.
Guy's got the guard shirt on. Does somebody want to tell him?
You have a little bet
nah,
when it comes to
that's
WOL.
not.
Can you explain it to everybody what happens if Wolves win this event?
I wasn't familiar with their game. At the start of the tournament, I said that if
G2 disband win.
I'm gonna go bold. So now I'm afraid
G2 get picked up by the guards, and the guards qualify for
Toronto, what are the chances of him going bold?
Imagine.
Are Wolves gonna win this event? Oh, it's not looking good for you.
a lot of people excited for this
stage,
team.
We've really seen their personalities. Sufa, BB, Forsaken, they're on their feet, they're hyping up the crowd. As a former player who also enjoys that atmosphere, how important is it to have that hype man on your team?
I think it's really important, especially when they are down. Some games, Wolves were down and Sufat brought Juicy back, for example. Yeah. And I think it's crucial. I think that you have to play with the crowd, you have to enjoy the moment, you have to be in the moment. And Wolves, especially, they are enjoying it a lot. And a lot of people want to cheer for them as well because of that energy.
But someone has a TMV oil up sign in the back, bro.
I might go bold, I
like the oil up.
I hope you do go bold at the end of this event. Thank you very much, Mixwell, for joining me. And let's see if PRX can maybe save him in the second half.
Hi, Dylan.
The one thing
Conductor Sluggy, track by track.
This crowd has been amazing.
Is Zelsa sign? Yeah, this guy doesn't know.
I feel like I'll just go to an event, I'd have a sign, but I'd probably get my sign taken off me or kicked out.
Yeah, I would probably put like it's danger oil up, but
nah, it depends on who's playing, right? It'd be like, say Sentinel's playing, right? I'd be like, oh, Celsius to go, Celsius in my throat.
Yeah, really strong.
Respect.
You could see maybe hints of frustration coming through, but that's where players like Sufan BB really pay dividends in terms of a team's mental.
I mean, we talk about the sixth man, right? Being that crowd behind you to get you back going.
You almost need a conductor actually from the stage to be able to actually...
To be fair, I don't think your signs actually get checked, to be honest. So I'm pretty sure I've seen people like self-promote on there, like many times.
All right, PRX now on the attack, 5-7.
I think they just get checked.
Device?
Okay. I quite literally blinked.
Bro!
Devi is just so fucking good, man.
Devi on for an S on pistol.
Bro's like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm doing my own shit.
This guy downloaded Word.exe, yeah. So they got scrims in an hour on it, so hopefully the Wolves win every single round, and then win the game, and then win the next game, and then we get scrims and retire.
Ace needed. The Jin gonna shut down any hope of recovery.
Damn.
Kicking off the second half with a flawless round victory.
Can you take note how he was the first one out? Like, he's the only one out, the race is still behind.
I like the fact that he's just solo out as there is, like he's on his own out, soloed in this Sentinel, just swinging with a sheriff.
Bro, we had enough, bro.
PRX are gonna dial into that.
Look at it, it's up back now, 15-8.
We've asked this before of Wolves.
Wait, why are PRX buying like this? They should buy 3 rifles for their teammates.
They should do a Fnatic buy, bro.
No, I was the guy in Discord, the Diamond One guy.
Secrets on the way in from PRX. Stack misplaced here, so your second successful approach towards A. Hopefully.
Yep. And I getting looked towards Devi here, 2 away from his ult so early on. I mean, that could be there for the bonus.
Wait, am I blind or is the KJ turret non-existent? It's not even his inventory.
KJ's probably picked his turret up.
That's brilliant. Massive the attack inside. That could be lovely for them to have in the back pocket. Something that Wolves will have to deal with.
Coming to your first buy round to have that ultimate available.
Oh, that was so unlucky.
Wolves?
A response found.
Easy, Tiger. We shouldn't get
ready for number 2K.
Stop it. Jing and Forsaken keep this.
Wait till good off. Guys.
Forsaken left in a 1v2. Come on, Forsaken.
Guys, we're not G2 here.
Backpedaling away, trying to play the time now. This should never have been this close. See that baby forced to move.
That should, yeah. Jinsu, Pansy, sorry, absolutely spot on. That should never have been that close. 4 guns down on Eco is horrendous.
Now you're almost relying on Devi's ult to be the turning point here. But PRX are able to get the purchase together. Jing, judge, but
it was a 3v5.
I saw finding so
sorry, 2v5.
Jing.
Bro, Alex, bro.
Blood pressure check.
He doesn't know how to react.
Alex definitely just hit the fart of his life right there.
Yeah, bro, he shat his pants a little bit.
Something you've got to see them build around, be aware of.
Nice exec from PRX here.
I mean, Wolves are just perfectly for this. There's actually nobody here. Yes. Entry found, but it's a full 5v5.
A little bit. Don't peek when you're vulnerable.
It looks like something wants to try and.
Life's got the Odin.
They're willing to try and brawl on the site. They're not sitting deep at all here. Something wants to draw.
It's not horrendously weak buy as well. They have 3 Vandals, a Bulldog, and a Judge.
And now there's an opportunity. PRX though.
Oh my.
Backing on Jin. And you know he'll give you a couple here. Beautiful from him. Now down in the 1v2. Incredibly difficult for CFAT BB.
Bro, he went from a fucking Judge to a fucking Odin.
Oh!
Those guns just should not be a thing.
The tempo shift here on the half certainly suiting PRX. Now one to the good, 8-7 the scoreline. Get this Judge up close and personal. Jing 4 on the round for him. Good progress towards the showstopper as well. Gonna potentially, what should, by all rights, have that for the next buy round here. Wolves down on a bit of a Shiko. No ultimates to their name. I mean, see Fat BB the closest.
Was that officially an adapted turn of a Shiko? A Sheriff Eco, alright. You just said a Shiko. Sheriff Eco. Nah, it's a Sheriff Eco. Ah! Well, that's one of your rifles gone already.
So the game should be given away to an extent. Obviously now, the hit being noted by YU, trying to buy time, but it's hard to hold this back, right? It's a flood of players, full kit.
Got TP, bro. Got TP.
Alright.
We didn't see it.
All good. PRX though, got to steady the ship here. Can still
TP was so useless. Even if you go to the outside.
PRX just have no map control, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The post plant is purely on the site itself, Mike. There isn't anyone sitting deep.
Well, I mean, he's got 4 sheriffs basically to rally behind here and try and make this rifle work.
That's another gun dead. Forsaken's 1. Devi's been spotted out.
Devi?
This guy just jumped out of his chair like it wasn't against Nico.
Blink and you miss it.
Eco farmer. The guy's like, he's just like me for real.
Bro, just watched two of his teammates die with rifle. He's like, fuck this. That's how you do it, bro.
That is just magic.
Devi, you beautiful, beautiful bastard.
Even Alex, they're winning rounds and he still gets out.
They're getting close, Wolves, right? They're getting close on these rounds, getting a little bit scary. But the scoreline looking good for PRX. 9-7, a bye back in hand for Wolves, though. They have to stop.
Jing has ult.
Wait, wasn't it 7-5?
It was 7-5 half, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
To find that response.
This is what happens when Jing gets a 4k with a judge, 3k with a judge, then finds it on for the 4th.
Yeah.
Honestly, that does not feel like a 7-5 half down to 9-7. Purely just because how close these rounds are.
Yeah.
PRX's money is very easy to be farmed here with just 1 or 2 rounds.
Second player actually to come across fairly quickly, but
well, here comes the test. Batman. I don't know if that's going to reach. It does. So Lysol will be noted. Draws the paranoia. Okay, counter on counter. They can't hear a thing here. Devi, though, unaffected, unfazed. 35 seconds, getting close now. The paranoia burnt early, and Lysol needs to be ready.
Oh my god, it's a full tree. I'm not a fan of this.
You're gonna hear the ults coming out to secure the plant, but Lysol still does the damage. Can't do the dance though with Forsaken, and that's a beautiful catch from CFAP.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this.
And now the plant gets hindered.
Patman can't plant. Yep. Yeah. Really not a fan of that play at all.
But this man's dangerous, but not today. Spring's got his number.
That was a very scrappy round.
Yeah, that was wild.
So we needed them to find a response here. They finally stopped that string of rounds. Getting costly here on both sides. And Showstopper shut down here from Jing, desperate to try and convert.
That's late.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 1 round and their econs in shambles.
not necessarily been a walk in the park for that string of rounds, but Jing looking to put this rifle to work. Start of round 18.
He's had a feel-good round not too long ago. Ooh,
Oh, look at that anti-TP sets up!
Oh, it's so sick!
And then, the counterplay.
Wolves are just another team. They're certainly not very ready for what PRX wanted to bring. Forsaken picking up what feels like the cursed rifle at this point. Just dropping hand to hand. Divided well last time in a scenario.
Wait, Steph had pointed out one of the comps in
something
with a Ravens thingy.
Was it both nanos actually into that corner? The alarm bot was there as well.
Yeah.
Obviously the vulnerable.
Jack, look at the general chat of the Eval team.
Yeah, I just seen that.
I didn't even notice he put breach. I thought it did Saber.
And actually, yeah, I didn't even, Jing's forced into the line of sight as well, so. Great little setup here from Wolves will actually get them a second round. Force a timeout as well from PRX. So we'll be required to stand on their own 2 feet now for the remainder. 9-9 the scoreline.
I just keep thinking, oh, okay, PRX back to that 4 in the row. You start to have Jing popping off. You've had Divide do it, acing out. It looked good. But then these last 2, Wolves never feel like they look like they're under pressure. It's always possible with them. That nice little setup, these last 2 rounds, very considered.
Find themselves in a really good position actually here in terms of defensive ultimates. They got 1 away from the lockdown. Springs 1 off the pit. Oh, 2 more for Juicy to find the showstopper. I mean, yes, options on the side of PRX, but in terms of this defensive ult cycle, got to feel really, really good about themselves. So again, even with that string of rounds now, look at what's in the bank for PRX. What's behind this purchase? Now, even here a broken purchase, if you look at some of the shields.
This feels tense though, because this was the one from the timeout, right? This is one with a plan in mind for PRX. Last check-in with the coaching staff unless we get OT.
Wolves getting a little active here as well,
Hey,
actually.
off the back of a timeout, why not? A traditional reaction. Is PRX aware? Something. There's 3 players in that smoke. You may think there's 1, but will he expect all 3? Quick enough to find 1. Great paranoia from Forsaken as well. Do they try and go on the hunt from this? Oh, the TP's lovely. Big investment on that, but I like the idea behind it, taking a lot of space. But look at
They're not
the
aware.
site.
No, they are.
Yeah, Juicy's still standing here.
They're not aware of Juicy though.
Plays it well. Catching Jing.
Oh my fucking god.
Away from him.
Yeah, PRX are actually, it's Jover.
From CUBB, and now he's standing on his own 2 feet. Divide left. All on his own. Surrounded, and he doesn't even know it. You thought that TP might have cut right through him, it didn't. The Wolves still standing together, fighting together. Divide does what he can, putting up the stand. The Wolves taking the lead.
Executed to perfection here. Get a crucial trade from Juicy, but then to find the second the showstopper comes through, that splash damage. I can't believe that even catches on Jing. Outrageous scenes here.
Are you starting to believe now? The way this half started, I thought it was going to go kind of par for course, right? What you'd expect. But the Wolves, once again, proving they are lethal about their business. So we go again. Money, not looking good for PRX. It's Stingers, it's a Sheriff, it's a Bulldog.
We have BTC.
Brought together from the bargain bin, basically, here. Can they make something with it? Ooh, a little bit of chip on the way. Position now noted. Super BB on the site here. Still got C's and his Prowlers, but they are fast to this. Lights on court sleeping. Not expecting the pace. Juicy, a wild play through the smoke. Gonna find 2, but Spring's now here.
Yeah, no, PRX are actually Jover Miss Prime.
Now, in Wolves' side.
This is a quick tour.
Shut up.
Certainly doesn't feel safe.
Well, they've burned both their timeouts, and they're getting farmed by Wolves.
Does have the ultimate here, but again,
They're biting.
doesn't feel good.
And that chip on Patman 2, they're starting to feel it. Something's going to have to go nuclear. Try and save the day, but none of these fights, these engagements are fair for him. YU does well, even Patman with 21 HP, and not a prayer to be had. Wolves again now. Round.
Was that their buy or was that save? They found a Phantom.
From PRX.
They hit 11 here.
Patman picked up.
This is getting into really awkward territory now. You can see there's effectively a force up here. Ultimates aplenty. Talking about some of those defensive ultimates.
They've got Omen, Alt, Killjoy, and your Viper.
See how it lies here for PRX. This is
PRX need to pull 3 rounds out of their ass with no advice from their coach.
Could potentially face Wolves here on map point on a broken buy.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have you on, but
Yeah.
I do.
It all starts to compound. They're not there yet. 4 in a row, unanswered. Alt starting to build. Money looking solid. We're gonna need a PRX round. Gonna need someone to step up, and it looks like something wants to try and trailblaze his way forward. Good info. 2 spotted, and the rest now filling behind that.
So whether or not they were trying to set up for potentially a paranoia there.
Oh, the paranoia was fine on one, but it doesn't quite Juicy. Still standing, still breathing. Forsaken gonna find the trade out towards Lights or nice from PRX.
Oh, maybe not.
Unwilling to relent.
Bro, this game's going back and forward.
Spring and
It's like a tennis game.
couldn't get the second. Forsaken
Doesn't
wants
expect
this.
to.
YU.
Oh, and here comes Raven. 20-hour rotate.
This would be something special. But a
GTA
lifeline
8's
for
been released and
PRX.
Raven's still rotating from his side.
For real.
Jump spot towards Street, that's from Divide. Time's been bought. Couldn't get the punish fast enough. Now they know the position. The cross should be the death of YU. I say should. Yeah, they're not giving him an inch here. Very well handled by PRX in the end. They had to keep their cool there.
Almost a lifeline here in terms of the bigger picture. Brings it within 1. Not allowing Wolves to really sit back on their laurels and rely on these ultimates.
Oof,
So
just see what's
sloppy
good
on
aim.
that first kill. The paranoia almost setting things in motion, but Forsaken just
Heroics there.
yeah, just absolutely.
Did you see run at him with his fucking knife?
Yeah, he did.
Bro.
Those were your last words.
Wolves at late timeout in the half in the map. Round 22. Comfortable financially. So he's still got those ultimates actually building back towards Juicy and Siu Fat BBs. Almost a stacked deck here in terms of this cycle.
Yeah, it starts looking a bit scary, and that Jing's 2 away from his.
This timeout is very goofy.
2 away from Patman's, but as I said, this feels like
You know PRX have got no fucking timeouts left, and you give a timeout for them to talk to their coach. Feels very goofy.
5v5 retake versus PRX because
I thought they would wait until one of the teams had 12 points and then timeout.
Try and find a kill, weaken that setup. So Wolves do have any kind of set pieces around these ultimates. You're really looking towards Spring and YU to mitigate that risk and sit deep enough where you're not really going to be able to.
Who knows? Maybe trying to know something we don't know.
Said PRX, they're a team that reads into that sort of thing so well.
Well, I'm probably going to see a paint shell. I imagine maybe a C's perhaps, who knows, but you're seeing the way that PRX want to pass.
Well, first time actually the stars align for a fight towards Rubble here.
God, this could be right off the rip. Here we go. Already paint shell comes in, C's not going to find it, but the reveal is fantastic. Juicy going to go down, Forsaken doubling in. This is lovely from them. See if it maybe does answer back in kind, but PRX aren't stopping. They want the site. And yeah, beautifully done by something. Yeah, that's stunning. Almost singular in a
Yeah, I don't like that timeout one bit.
I mean, what Plant
Yeah.
with 120 left on the clock, it's a haymaker thrown from PRX and it lands once more. Similar to those early rounds we did see in the second half.
This shouldn't be possible. A 1v3. It shouldn't be possible, and it isn't. Something in the end at the
If he kills something there, and Patman's jumping around playing funny hops.
PRX have found what they needed, but it's getting close here. The money's still in place for Wolves, and you're looking at those ults, they become such a heavy factor, but this reveal was everything.
Hold on, I think I'm holding them for the new map.
Siu Fat BB, unfortunately, I guess just caught off guard by the flash. Tried to turn it, but even so, you connect that first shot.
Holy ults.
3 more members of PRX staring you down. PRX maybe feel as if they
I'm calling it this round. It's kind of every years.
Yeah, it's going to be an ult burn round, I feel, just to get them over to the 12. They have 4 ults up, almost 5. Juicy's 1 off.
No resistance shown early on, at least.
Well, there's 7 ults up, and 2 1 off.
Exploration elsewhere. This is both YU and Spring, though. Spring's going to continue pushing forwards. Might even catch Divine Spawn.
Yeah, trying to almost sell this fake, but Divine completely unawares. They hadn't seen this sort of look before, but if anything, it encourages his approach towards A now.
Jing does have the showstopper as well, though.
Yeah, this is going to get tense. Both players stuck on the back of the side now. Ready for the swing, but not ready for the shot. Right or hand is Forsaken, waiting for the pop. And the Owen Jing's landed it. 3v3 now. Tension rising. Something holding the push through the door on the other side now. Rewarded. Nice from him. Man advantage and Plant next on the card.
Killjoy's still up here.
Lockdown invested here. It's a 2v3. The response comes through from Patman, but PRX going to get to fight this. YU's found one.
Yeah, beautiful from him. They've got to react to it now. Something, it wasn't clean enough.
Yep,
No!
That's it.
Jing, what do you do?
He's caught.
What do you do?
They can just stick it.
Yeah. I can't believe it. YU just has to hold guard. And for Jing, he just has to stand back and watch as the 12th gets taken away in the final hour of regulation. Wolves take the lead.
See here, the purchase going to be rough for Wolves, but they find that response finally finding the opportunity to invest the lockdown. Oh, it's another situation where you just see Forsaken again, just digging so deep. Jing hitting the drive-by as well. That killed Rob with the follow-up here onto something. This is one ultimately that can bail Jing out in that situation. They're coming into this though. Wolves still have a pit, still have a showstopper. big tools to work with here in round 24. The moment of silence will drop. PRX poised now.
Cover going out.
Once again, it's like actually a big info there. Catch him drifting away here, not necessarily looking committed. It being Jing, obviously, the tip of the spear on some of these set pieces, but PRX are actually going to contact up.
It all feels like the calm before the storm.
Wolves almost scratching their heads here. They invest the pit over, expecting maybe that with that information, PRX are rotating towards C.
There's the info, but are you ready for the hit? How do you play it for Lysor? Oh my god, he's going for the heroics. Oh, he went for the heroics.
He does it.
It's over. It's over.
Good for one. Yeah. The thing is with the AC on this map is it's so fucking, like, it's easy to retake, but it's horrendous. It's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Yeah.
The door is literally where 90% of people will play. Clearing the rest of the site's very easy. What am I watching? 2v2.
I don't know if he had a tap
the arm.
issue or if he was trying to fake decoy or what then. Spring? OT. I'm doing alright, not too bad. How are you doing? Also, Bruno's doing good as well.
An insane exchange here.
Just sleeping.
Throughout the second half. And PRX just showing a brazen approach. No fear. They're almost their trade.
I'm well on my way to the shop after this map.
It's been like that every day. Just sleeping on the bed. Sometimes it gets down to go to the toilet, but
everything gets reset now for round 25.
sleeping downstairs or upstairs he sleeps.
Those ultimates will be reset as well. I mean, Wolves in a perfect position to close out now, but back onto the attacking side.
The timing's going to be critical on this. They've read it. They've read it really well here.
Same piece we've seen previously.
And it worked out well for a 2-2 trade in the end, but this time, Jing.
Oh, PRX. Trap works.
Into this. Denied from the very word go. And Wolves want back in. They're taking the fight.
Okay, yeah. It's over. 14-12. PRX. GG's.
Nah.
I got the read. I got the script.
They're unwilling to back away. They don't want to go elsewhere.
They're expecting PRX to rotate away from this and give up the space, but PRX.
No, why is the stream
buffering? No, why is it buffering?
That sounds good, Charlie.
Controlled as well, so
I'll talk to you later.
It's so difficult. They need a freebie. They need something, and it ain't happening. PRX looking sharp here. Right read, right place.
They couldn't do this with our
Forsaken.
Draw first blood. This set piece once more. The back of the C's nade. This time around, no.
That fucking trap working is wild.
Able to stick the landing.
I mean, hey, no one died last time.
Wolves actually call a timeout.
I mean, this shouldn't be as difficult. What do you call it? This shouldn't be as this should be more convincing for PRX to win this. I think every time they went to Lotus, it's been a very close game.
It really has.
Put through the ringer on this. Again, it's pressure on them more than anything, right? If you're Wolves, you've already done more than expected.
The Lorax!
The oil up.
There's a Lorax there.
But yeah, again, usually with Wolves, you'd be talking about, you know, this unknown quantity.
Bro, I feel bad people at the front of the like rows. So, like the screens are so high up. Someone tweeted at Leo saying to make the screens lower because people are hot in the next 6 hours looking up it.
Real?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of valid.
Like I swear they only got like those little screens at the front row if you're in like in Champions, but if you're in Masters, you gotta look up to Narnia.
I'm with you on that one.
Again, you look at PRX, they are a legacy team here, right? And they have that one destination in mind, that final stop. The Wolves standing in their way of that grand final. And it's down to the wire between these two. So we go again. Similar scenes, it looks like, right? It almost looks like rinse and repeat, but Jing this time is fast. Oh, and he does get it!
Sure.
Lysor has gone down. It looked a little labored, but YU swings in. Oh, he gets a second! Hold on, paper.
Okay, we're going going for a second OT maybe?
Behind the wall as well. Not necessarily a comfortable push out here.
That's
for
both
Wolves
players.
to control. Yeah, Devi and Forsaken. I have the spike. Will be given an opportunity to reset a little bit here, but find themselves in a 2v3.
Oh, I thought they were leaving Devi there. God.
Shadows traveling. So no paranoia. Going to be a little gap on.
Oh, what is Def saying, bro?
Through.
I'm looking at general chat now. What is Def on about?
Spring still with a snake.
It's all about the heat. I know how close this game is.
So tense now. You're going to need someone to over-deliver, and they do! PRX take it deep, and Spring
Told you I got a script.
I unironically looked away, looked back, and the game was over.
Same, mate.
That should never be that close of a map for PRX. Genuinely think this is going to be a reverse sweep.
I could not
I think you need to stop jinxing me.
I'm calling it.
No, I want both teams to win. I want PRX to win because I've literally got a PRX jersey, but I also want Wolves to win because it's such a fucking crazy story.
I'm calling it.
You've got one team who's never been in an international stage, absolutely farming everyone, and then you've got the most explosively bizarre roster in the same.
Next map, 39, PRX. Calling it.
Yeah.
Grand Finals, Fnatic, PRX.
Wait, Danger, have you played this game before?
Aim Labs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using it. I recommend Raven using it as well sometimes.
Might send this to Joy.
Whenever I feel like I'm actually like shit, I go into my aim labs.
Right, this is the opportune time for me to go run to the corner shop.
Give me some biscuits, please.
Yeah, I'll get you a soggy one if you want.
Cheers. Take it any day from you.
Alright. Back a little bit.
For those who know.
Oh wait. I don't know if this will still work on a lot of my PC. Did that work or not?
What?
What are you seeing right now?
Your lock screen and PRX. Oh, now nothing. Oh, now the stream.
Let me try. Change stream to that maybe. Hold on. Wait, how about now?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Nothing.
Oh well, BRB.
Hang on.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be a 2-0 for PRX and then it'll be a 2-1 for Fnatic.
Ian just messaged me and said I just clocked your banner.
What's your banner? Oh.
Yeah.
Still that.
Yeah. Juice.
You have Nitro?
Maybe 2 bottles of juice and a packet of crisps. But then you're gonna need to go back to the shop tomorrow. I've also got nothing that's money from selling my skins. Okay, so then why didn't I get to use the money from UCell and Joe Hendry, which I paid for?
Things. Taylor?
Yeah?
Did you book the flights for G2?
What an exciting way to start Masters Toronto here today.
Why?
Well, I just want to know when you booked their flights home.
ASAP.
So after today's match, gotcha.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, I think it was actually at about 10 o'clock today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically when PRX match finishes, gotcha. G2's match ain't gonna get played, just go straight home.
Yeah.
Have what it takes to be able to force that map 3. Now, for that though, let's actually take a look at our Verizon high-speed moment. We got to give
this G2 hate is definitely not forced.
Plays in this one, but Mimi, this one in particular shine through.
Yeah, and this is more about the round as a whole, because I think this starts so well for PRX. Something they did great on their defense was these active trap plays. In this one, they get 2 picks, but then in classic PRX fashion, I think end up overstaying their welcome just a little bit. They lose 2 players there, and then Wolves, after getting this nice double from YU, flicking up to the player on the off angle, Wolves goes on to win this round. And it was rounds like this, the ones that started strong for PRX, that Wolves bounced back, that made it look like Wolves was gonna take this game away in that first half pair.
I love the balance also of having Spring being more the one that is going to push from the defense and YU being the one that was in the lurks in this first half of Lotus. But in the end, somehow, even with them losing these advantages and whatnot, PRX manages to get back on the board.
Oh,
It's funny because they got theirs back. They gave away some advantages in the first half, but they were the ones winning a lot of clutches. They were the ones bringing it back in the second to push us all the way to OT. That's what you know this PRX team for.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cool. I mean, there are so many good things to talk about with this PRX team. One individual in particular, got to give it to the man himself, Divide. We saw some wild plays. This one in particular was nuts, because my guy just walked out there, not a care in the world, Cuckoo, was like, you know what, hold this L with the sheriff. Pop, got 2 out of the break.
So many 3Ks, so many very high impact kills that he had. He even got an ace, even though Alex's reaction was not showing that he got an ace, but it was this is one of the disadvantages that they won, and one of the reasons that PRX was able to secure this map in so many occasions was thanks to Device performance.
After after PRX's failures earlier in this year, missing out on Bangkok, having the rough start to stage 1, a lot of fans were calling for Devi's head when they were asking for roster changes. They were saying that he should get dropped, they should find someone new, but I think he's really proved himself in this tournament now, stepping up in some of these later games, showing us the Devi that we've known has been so strong since all the way back at tournaments like Masters Copenhagen, where this team has made finals before.
Yeah, well, of course, a lot of pressure, though, on the other side of the stage for the Wolves as they're facing a potential trip to the lower bracket if they lose this next map. Let's actually go ahead and check in with Coach Fade to hear what he has to think as we get ready for that one.
I'm now joined by Coach Fade from Wolves. Now, this is the first map you've lost this tournament since that Sentinel series. What was the focal point in your team talk before map 2? And is there any concern around stamina if this series goes the distance?
I think we kind of show like nerfs again, once again, towards the end of first map. And I think stamina shouldn't be an issue because we had a 3 days break previously. So I think we will be fine.
I hope so. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, and there you see the results that you heard as well. Like, they feel good about their stamina for the Wolves, but a 14-12, that has to sting for them as they get ready for map 2, Mimi.
For sure, especially, like you were mentioning, this is a team that has not lost a map since the series they dropped to open Toronto against Sentinels. They have been on a non-stop roll up to this point, but now having to go all the way to 3 if they want to make it into the final here.
Oh, but there's such good maps for the side of Wolves. Now we're about to jump into Ascent, and we're going to see something for everybody that enjoys the map that we don't usually see. Is one team on one hand, we expect them to be playing with the Viper, right? Double controller, and on the other side, a double Sentinel with the Deadlock. That is, of course, if we do not see any changes in the agent select. And I think that we were highlighting how well Wolves was doing from their attack with those executes, how good the utility from Lysar is in that agent.
I really like their Deadlock, in particular on the attacking side. It's another map where they play super slow, just like you were watching on Lotus. But what they do well here is putting down their Sentinel utility on space they take, then resetting as a team and clearing elsewhere. So they're kind of putting down these little checkpoints to save parts of the map they have, and then being able to call back into that really late. I think a lot of teams miss out on those little details with juggling the Sentinel utility. They're great there. It's the same on defense. To me, this feels like a really strong map for Wolves to bounce back.
Yeah, I like the way they chop up the map, right? And really give themselves, like you said, a lot of these openings. The thing is, though, is that we have seen now a couple times PRX kind of feed the beast one too many times here. And I think with Deadlock and the way that this team can play this one, Mimi, this could be quite problematic for them if they're not careful and checking their P's and Q's.
For sure, yeah. They have to be on point with
well, yeah, it's what, 26 degrees outside?
Definitely paid off in the first game here. Let's take a look at the comps and PRX locking in that Jett for something.
Yeah, it's 26 degrees outside.
Back to something, you know, more standard in this case. They've moved away from the Gecko and the Raze. I had a feeling that was going to happen, but I love, Mimi, the fact that they're sticking.
That was £2.9 a couple of days ago.
I really like the Viper comps on this map. I think they've always been strong on defense, especially Devi has looked great. But this is much more sensible in terms of the rest of the utility. You're going to put a lot into something. I'm looking at what he can do with the AWP on this defensive side and what protocols Wolves have to deal with that.
Another player that we have to look at is Patman. Very quiet
Same as
performance
it, probably.
in the first map, something that is very, very different from what we've been seeing for the
Right, well, we'll put that in.
Yeah, and he's going to have a lot of responsibility here because I think like you're going to want that KO maybe to try and like flash a bit with the Deadlock there to prevent that utility from being a bit of a problem. Try and sniff those things out. He's going to have a tall task ahead of him without a doubt here. Curious to see how this one plays out because really it feels like both teams are doing their homework coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I think that we also need to look at Forsaken. I think that one of the things that PRX have to take great care of, number one is YU, because he's going to be most likely the one that is playing outside of the pack, and that could bring some break some of the timings of Wolves that like to wait so much, and that is why I'm looking at these players to focus on.
Oh boy, all right, well, it's time now to get ready for map number 2. Toronto, you want to see a map 3? I said you want to see a map 3, Toronto! Let's send it back over to your casters who very much want a map 3. Here's Pansy and Hypod.
And you really can't blame us after map 1. 14-12, it tipped the way of PRX in OT. But what a wild ride it was to get there. Now on Ascent though, Mike, has this changed any of your expectations?
I mean, you look at this, really, the upset would have come from Lotus for me. If Wolves could close out here, PRX struggled domestically here on Ascent. They obviously have the loss to Genji previously here, sorry. So this is the opportunity now for Wolves to get back in control of this series and force a third, because Split should be an absolute barn burner if we get there.
Please, look, I
always delivers, man. A Split decider, always.
Oh, God. Okay, well, let's see if they can get there first. For PRX, though, in their minds, there's always been one goal, and it's the grand finals, right? This team put together, went back to the drawing board to rebuild.
Back just in time, Chip.
Great line from Devi, I think, in one of the interviews, talking about every time he sees the champs LA finisher in-game, it haunts him. A couple of them actually, I saw them brought up on map 1.
So again, you've got to have been starving to truly understand hunger, and for PRX, they've never really got that first place. Not when it mattered, so for them, probably the best chance they've had in a minute's time, but still, it will be Wolves on the attack, PRX on the defending side. Something tries to stake his claim towards middle, but will be warded away.
Back on the Sheriff actually here, QC with a flash. Close and personal, Sean actually Forsaken caught on the retreat back.
Yeah, maybe not thinking someone had filled that space yet, but there is still 2 players on this side of the map for PRX, so Patman's still here. Jing's still on this side too. Slow and steady again for Wolves. And it looks like PRX wants this back, but it's just going to end up being a brawl, isn't it? They're ahead of the smoke, but what's the util on the corner? There isn't any. So Jett and Patman do really well. Eventually they trade it effectively though.
30
Wolves
seconds
keep
left.
the man to the good, and they get the site for themselves.
Man to the good, something down to 34 HP as well. But 2 Sheriffs on the side of PRX here. Good pack a punch here on the retake. For a spam, actually, the exchange back and forth. Still got a drone in play here for CUFAT BB.
That is lovely. Gonna have to keep themselves tucked in on this. I think both potentially spotted Jett, and that was huge for this. Something can't get the shot. CUFAT BB off to a great beginning. But again, for Wolves, you got to make it work on these attacking sides.
Absolutely do. Talked about that being the main objective on Lotus. He did deliver.
One enemy remaining.
He repeats it here once more. Something. He can get that economy building, as Mimi mentioned, what he can get done with the operator potentially on the defensive side, always a factor on Ascent.
Right here.
Wolves have the tools to really prevent that from happening. Fairly invested here on round 2 as well. Respect being shown to PRX. It's only spring on a Sheriff. Bulldogs across the board. Actually, with that round 1, CUFAT BB already halfway to the Fury as well. So looking for further progress.
Oh, no, because you come back up there often, didn't you?
Again, a reminder of that last map too. These rounds aren't free. When it comes to
Oh,
that second round,
cable
not
boy.
just the
Cable.
Sheriff,
The cable.
PRX will make something out of it. For now, though, again, it's a considered approach from Wolves. Taking
Oh,
the time
and
around
actually,
the map, doing their due diligence, and CUFAT BB will be working towards, as said, that on
Good baby, good boy.
getting priority on that here. Caution needs to be shown. That deep horn over towards B, you should have seen on the mini-map. Pretty indicative of no one's there, and the connection of the knife. So they should be pretty locked in for what's happening.
I have the spike.
Considering set piece here around the cage from Lysol, but
Are they cancelling on this?
30 seconds left. They need to find progress somewhere.
Dangerous,
especially with players like Jing tucked up in a very deep position. Laboured, but Wyu comes out on top.
Yeah, the paranoia goes into sight, so they should be able to kind of springboard through this. Unless someone walks to smoke, now you can't. Now you help.
I should put some
It feels
up,
like the anti-PRX, doesn't it? But they still find a way through. Devi up and over the top, but at this point the plant's going to be in. So very difficult to find much surprise, even ahead of maybe that deadlock util. You've got to be cautious. Again, you can afford losing one player, that being Spring. The rest you don't want to lose, and Wyu took a risk, but he should be fine here. Yes, stability looking good. CUFAT BB going to be building very close to that. Oh, and a lovely round in the end from Wolves there.
Sorry, boy.
This is CUFAT BB spike, but can't coming through elsewhere. Still, fantastic progress made.
I got scared here, though.
Very, very worried, yeah. And the Bulldogs sometimes
Do you
feel
put
a
that?
little hard to tame. CFAT BB not having that shield in that regard. Sticking the spray. Now, that purchase.
Don't want to hurt himself when he jumps down. A high jump.
As well.
My best say high off the ground jump.
Makes this round 3 doable here for Wolves. Actually, 2 light shields on the side of PRX as well for something and Forsaken.
They're fighting on every front though, PRX here. Pressure down B main, pressure down Cap, pressure on towards A main. It's a really risky ploy. I guess it does burn some of that early util for Wolves though, so there is that, and they're really committing the paranoia on that too.
Cover going out.
Spring on the opposite side here.
If Spring even comes
I have returned.
This, it would be incredible.
Looking big.
I've got my foot in. I've got to spit the timer on.
I think if he can show presence, or
something
actually.
I've put my stuff in the oven, waiting for it to cook up.
Oh, when you say stuff, you mean pizza.
Pizza pockets, actually.
Still pizza.
Pizza pockets, not pizza.
He takes YU out of the equation. Now starting to flounder a bit. You can see it with Wolves. This was only their bonus, but still struggling to find the landing on this up against the 4 remaining for PRX. That's going to be dealt with. You look at that mid lurk coming into effect too, but that's not going to find the value they want. And yeah, something clean within. Lysor still making something. Oh, this Spring still got his paranoia. If he can get through here, oh my god, it's risky off the back, but still. And now the smoke dissipates on. Oh! The smoke going down on CT opens up chance here. Divide tries to find that second before the paranoia lands, but 8 seconds now. Stop it, Wolves!
Wait, we're trolling now. We're trolling.
One by one, they are taking down PRX, and Jing seems unaware of the possibility of Spring being so close. Smokes of his own and a couple of TPs. How do you divide and conquer this? I do not know. But all eyes drawn to that potential in the smoke. Jing steps forward, smoke goes down!
And Wolves convert the bonus.
Mike, I can't believe what I just saw.
Conversion on the bonus here. Talked about the threat with all those Bulldogs. It looks like PRX initially come out with a win to catch this kill, but not just that, the information that Wolves are descending upon B site for some key pieces of utility, key damage towards Divide in that initial exchange.
You can finally
pays off massively for Wolves. Get themselves the upper hand here to kick off map 2.
And I'm waiting with bated breath, right? Because that's a huge start for them. Because I feel like once you get PRX on the attack, they come into their own, right? Able to control the tempo, kind of do what they please. But if you can stake a good claim for yourselves, the opportunity's yours. YU, quick reminder, the PRX are lethal no matter the weaponry. And that is going to be an upgrade for something. Might pass that over depending on the shield situation, but still, good stall here.
Oh yeah, drone cancelled.
Massive. Patman. Is he going to get to live here? There's a lot of targets that all could be sent towards, and yeah, grab. But Divine in the meantime, going to take down Juicy. Hold on, this is not completely secure by any means. They're in a 3v3, sure, but look at the HP of Lysor. See if BB does have his ult, but I don't think he can get away from that default plant spot. So Spring waiting. Now sees that. Forsaken are aware.
Oh my god.
Going to be held up back towards Heaven. The 2 players on site can focus towards short. Nice from Spring, but he goes down. And now something and Divine need to come together in this. Somehow figure it out. The deeper off angle from Lysor was lovely. Leaving Divine. What a shot!
Divine?
You got one more of those.
Nah, I don't think so. That's a nice shot on that dart though.
Man is a monster, but he's got to prove it now. And see if that BB has been ice cold in these. He knows the time. He knows the tempo.
Ooh!
He actually wins it.
Told you, don't doubt my goat, bro.
I just don't understand how Eagle lives tease that up for him.
Red Bull clutch here for Divide. Continuing to deliver here today in this series.
God damn, just give the man a share.
Another 3-piece for him to add to the list. It's rough as well, the reset again. Default plant spot safe initially, but that position from CFAT BB to gamble. You can get a cheeky half defuse in, or
All round PRX to win.
especially with the recon used so early on.
Now they start pressuring the point. Look at that deep line.
Even Panda's questioning how he won that.
Sit towards that. Prowler going to be clearing. No one nearby now. And the ult gathered too, so a nice early step, but a fast mid take coming out from the Wolves.
Potential to backstab this. I think they're reading into maybe some deep presses. Yeah, we'll catch the backside of something for sure. And the second player.
Something needs to put down the ARP, bro. His first deaths are gonna be crazy.
Doubling down, it's a mistake and a punish is why you will lap that up. And now that B-side looks
If he was on attack, his fast deaths make sense, but the fact he's dying immediately on defense is concerning.
Because he's playing overextending, like he's taking space on B-men that he doesn't need to take.
Yeah.
And you know there's people outside B-men, why are you pushing that?
No point feeding into this potentially with Juicy. Close to that ultimate. Spring's actually already on the hunt. He wants to prevent any semblance of safety here. The remaining PRX players. Gonna pick up a deep position in spawn though. There's still maybe
I am intrigued by this Viper wall though.
Towards spawn.
Wait, I didn't realize there's even a Viper on this map. Holy shit.
Yeah, PRX on a Devi on Viper. He's got a one-way that lands on the top of door on A.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
So retaking it is like borderline impossible.
Yeah, they seem really aware. Again, this kind of, it's not necessarily that regional matchup at all, but, you know, scrim partners and the information on this ahead of that swing, it was really well dismantled. Again, Forsaken's fault as well, just felt it was too late to be going for that. There's no trade to be there.
I think, yeah, again, once you notice the drone that's come forward, you're not just swinging onto YU there. Again, it's almost an expected response here from PRX. They deal with the trip. They want to post something on a much deeper sight line. Again, the Prowler's sent through as well. So it's actually Wolves that have the upper hand in terms of the information game. It's a question mark for PRX, actually. Who's behind that? And the punish, unfortunately, there for them. Will leave them at a 4-1 deficit now. Timeout called. There's a purchase. Considering the
Give me a second.
this, maybe want to make a play for an orb here for something to offset that slightly.
No, I'm actually lucky, stupid.
What?
I went to go grab my food and realized I put it on 10-minute timer to halfway it. I was like looking at the timer, 3 minutes late. 3 minutes away, and I was like, oh god.
Hey Jack, you'll never guess who dropped my stream.
Huh?
Pizza plays.
Huh?
Pizza plays.
I don't know who that is.
You're missing joke. Pizza.
No doubt that reset absolutely necessary to continue here in Toronto.
That was really funny, mate.
Yep.
So for them, it is now just how long can you keep this
That got a good giggle out of me.
It's
Thank
fine.
you, then it wasn't funny.
Just let it die, bro. Just
Put the fries in the bag.
Yep.
YU's kind of have their number on this B side, but it feels like they're getting the right read here. But are you going to go through the pit on this? No, brave enough to go for the ult orb, but that's about all she wrote. But that mid cross is dangerous now.
I think I did just hear something pop the knives. It's not necessarily looking like as bad a situation here for PRX.
I won't lie, I'm a little confused on the Viper wall. If most of the, not all, the wall, if the ult's covering most of it.
Collapse on B side very quickly with YU Spring.
To do that to something, can we just like highlight the fact you're doing that to something twice now? He's been outswung. If you don't think these Wolves are gunners, you are absolutely wrong. But now they've manipulated the map well. Now they want to maybe hit that cross back in again, and this is where those stingers are going to start.
Someone needs to put that back, put it down, bro. Something's just not. Good game, right, bro.
Tries to escape, but he gets out at least for now. Patman's found Mike, Story's got
Jing's cooked him.
Pat.
Ooh!
Let's
go, bro.
In a deadly position and delivers here for PRX.
I need to watch that one back.
It just jumps down, able to get behind this so quickly.
Wait, have we even got a screen? A 7?
Beautiful stuff from him. No semblance of comfort back in the coach booth whatsoever.
Moving.
Back in hand now for something.
Isn't 35.
All stacked up in mid.
I don't even know.
Smoke will obscure for the time being.
Who's next?
I think I watched this round chat and then get shame. And then up into TDM.
Actually, right, Red's it round the corner there.
And something seems unafraid at all, and he gets out of danger. Trying to combine it with that Hunter's Fury, but it finds no value really. And now Forsaken just stands his ground. This feels like it's fallen flat here for Wolves. PRX getting a good read and a good idea. It's going to need a hero to stand tall. Springstone.
BRB. That's what these runs.
So close. Great trade for Divide there.
Oh well then.
And now just 2 remaining. Juicy and Sufat Baby in a 2v4, Mike. I mean, it would be a tilter.
I mean, they should find a straight 2v2 on either side here, but the issue being something is posted up. The operator. Again, not many tools left to... Actually, no, I haven't said that. Recon and Juicy with a full belt almost.
I'm trying to send it for the fake, I guess.
30 seconds left.
A nice idea. But it's not going to dissuade these players. They don't need to move.
PRX can sit in this formation now.
There's no way for Wolves to win this.
Because they don't get a bite.
Yeah, looks like cancel.
I mean, YU 450, Spring 1350, and
10
Lysol
seconds left.
struggling to scrape together any funds here. So PRX will find.
Chat, I'm gonna stream here. I need enough scrims. So I don't have to TDM, warm up a bit. And yeah.